Yeah. Hi. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Just yeah. Good evening. So
Good evening.
yes. So students, today we have a guest, Mr. Pradeep Jathar. So basically, he is a design engineer at Commerce Mining Corporation. So he is experienced with various global cultures, working with design engineer for Australia, South Africa, and North America for various commerce underground mining projects. So he have more than 6 years of experience in this field. So welcome, sir. Welcome to our YouTube channel.
Thank you. Thank you. First of all, thank you for inviting me for this session today and interview with the freshers at learning CAD at your design studio. Thank you very much for this opportunity to interact with you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir. So my before we start, I want to know about your journey. So how did all this started, and I want to know about your journey and designing
Okay.
field.
Yeah. So, if I quickly introduce myself, myself Pradeep Jathar. I'm from Pune.
Mhm.
I completed my education in Pune itself, high school in Hadapsar, Pune, and later I completed my bachelor's of engineering from KJ Institute, Trinity Academy of Engineering, and I passed out in like 2016. Later, I done some CAD courses and I joined Sestec Automation as a design and quality engineer, where I used to have responsibilities like designing the panel electronic enclosures for our various projects and taking care of all the design uh, activities like detailed drawings and getting production done at like highest quality as per the client's requirement, where we had multiple clients at different location with the different standard being followed there as per their requirement, that we used to deal with the different clients. So taking care of all those activity and controlling the quality of product, that role I was having there. And then I joined Sulzer India, which works with petrochemical industries, pharmaceutical industries, where they are having patented separation technology, where I was working as a project design engineer. So I spent 1 year at least there. Later, I joined Oceaneering, which works in oil and gas, which is the pioneer of remotely operated vehicles, underground subsea inspection methods, and the projects they are having there with them. And I spent there 2 years. I learned a lot of things in those organizations. Previously, I worked with very cross-functional teams. I'm glad to say like I was part of very cross-functional team, and I was fortunate to get their expertise and learn through them. And that was very good learning I had with them. So that was about my past experiences, and now I'm currently working with Komatsu Mining as a design engineer, where I we work with underground mining and supporting you as you. So as I mentioned, I work with different regions in KMC here for Australia and South Africa. So we support their design activities. We have R&D center in Pune, Mugarpatta. So this was my journey. As far as the engineering, why engineering is concerned, so I was always enthusiastic about the automobiles, heavy machineries. I used to play with in my childhood. So the journey was straightforward, interested, and dedicated, and decided already. So that was my journey, and that was my like background in short.
Okay, great, great, sir. Yeah, currently you are working as a design engineer at KMC. So I want to know about your what is the basic roles and responsibilities of design engineer. So what are you doing as a design engineer?
So in KMC, as far as KMC concerned, we support. Okay.
Yeah.
So, as far as my responsibilities in KMC concerned, we work with underground mining, supporting, as I mentioned, Australia and South Africa region, where I work with electrical department as a supporting mechanical activities and some other mechanical activities which are related to their products. And we receive requests from our global customers. We are part of KMC only. KMC means Komatsu Mining Corporation.
Yeah, yeah. So, you're working with the mechanical activities. So, what are these mechanical activities? I want to know that.
Mechanical activities means we receive change master requests where continuous improvement is going on. We have original builds like OEs, original equipment, and rebuilds. Rebuild means the machine is being already deployed at site, and they want to rebuild, let's say, after 5 years, to upgrade this machine with the latest equipments and continue using their for long life. We rebuild those machines. And original machines means if new customer is giving order of machines, that means original build. So we work for those requests, and we receive those requests from like to change master. Through change master we control those requests, and we just make the changes as per their scope of work.
Okay.
So that is pretty much common and straightforward process we follow as all the times.
Okay. So, uh, uh, recently you said that you support to design activities with global services like as you said that Australia and South Africa you are working with design engineers. So I want to know that how you support design activities means what is the basic job to do
So
it?
support means whatever changes requested or any functional difficulties are there when it comes to for one specific part. Some customer feedback is there, some workshop manufacturing site feedback is there. They are facing issues with, or we are improving some other practices that are being followed earlier. So such activities we follow, and as I mentioned, new machines we work with. So that R&D is going on. So such activities are there.
Okay, okay.
So when we start, we go through the scope of work, whatever changes we have to make, and we make sure all the changes are getting captured, and we keep record of all those changes through the change master,
Mhm.
so that everyone referring to those changes can be having easy reference in future.
Okay, so what are the softwares are used by your company and what work is done on that software?
Actually, we at KMC use AutoCAD,
Mhm.
Inventor for 3D modeling and detail drawings, AutoCAD for like layouts and schematics,
Mhm.
and we have some other analysis teams which who use actually NCs. So those are software that we use for designing activities.
Okay, so for analysis you are using ANSYS software.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so can I know something about Inventor software that you are using that software for modeling purpose. So which
Yes.
models you are doing? Which models you are
So
creating?
we deal with 3D CAD models and sheet metal parts for the machine structure. Machines are the heavy machines which are performing their heavy duty job under mines. So that are heavy machines carrying 2 3 tons load and doing very efficient job, saving lot of working man hours and with utmost safety. So ultimately, until and unless safety is concerned, we are very much concerned with the safety. So personnel who are working with undermine, uh, safety is most important. So that way we are performing our job, and we like, mostly our machines deal with sheet metal parts and CAD model parts, 3D parts that are being manufactured.
The sheet metal parts and
3D parts that are
3D.
machined on machines. Yes,
Okay, okay. And for analysis, you are using ANSYS software. So,
and this.
uh, what you did in ANSYS software? So, what
And
part?
this actually I don't have much idea because that department is totally different. And but if I like give you overall brief, even I in my previous organization, some support activities are also there. Like if they request some models of machines, mechanical team gives them model or any other data like the best functional requirement for that
Mhm.
analysis is being performed. So such inputs they ask, and I'm just giving overview. I'm not having much information about current organization because that different is totally different. So that activities are being followed there.
So, what are the usual work profiles in design field in mechanical?
So in overall, if I talk for career progress, you start with some profile companies refer like junior design engineer, or some profile like are CAD engineers, or like drafter, mechanical draftsman. So if we or the students want to know the basic difference from the draftsman or design engineer, project design engineer, the project engineer. So CAD draftsman do the detailed drawings. Let's say I, as a design engineer, design some part, and I don't have time to spend to have like detailed drawing, or just have to make sure the drafting is done to be that part to be getting manufactured. So draftsman's job is to draft in the 2D
Mhm.
and getting information conveyed to the shop. So the project design engineer, or let's say design engineer, who are designing or doing some design work from the scratch as per the reverse engineering, or let's say as per the conceptual drawings, and they are just giving the models, or they are just giving the raw concept on the hand-drawn sketches. And draftman's job or entry-level design engineer's job is to replicate those changes in CAD model, or let's say in AutoCAD, or in any 2D software. So draftman is that profile that is being referred for drafting only. As far as the junior design engineer is the entry level job, where you are expected to study inputs, or the inputs provided by the team leads or the senior design engineers. And they in short, they will have ready inputs in their hand. They just have to get that or gather that information and use their expertise, use their technical skills to reflect that information efficiently on the drawings, or any, let's say, we not only drawing, any document they are working on. If we don't want to restrict this to be only design, they just want to replicate that information, whether it's a document or any drawing. Drawing is also a document that giving engineering information. Any other document that are meant to use for quality, or the production information, or technical manual, or technical publications, so that we can refer in similar way. So those are entry level position. If we say like mid senior level, let's say above 4 years experience plus years of experience, 3+ years of experience. So that way company also refer like we want 4+ years or 3+ years of experience candidate only. So that way, career progress is there. So after like senior design engineer, some companies also refer like grade one, grade two, as per their expertise or as per their bandwidths, for according to the project requirements too. So that way, this design profile works in the industry.
Okay, okay. Thank you for letting us know that basic difference between draftsman and junior design engineer.
Yes, yes,
Because this is the most confusing field, that fresher want to do career in design, but they don't know that
no,
what
no,
is
they
the.
don't have idea in what direction they should go, or in which profile they should consider while selecting the multiple offers, if in case they are having all while even applying the job. So the basic principle, or the basic idea is behind it, to like you just have to go through the job description. Sometimes title don't matter.
Hmm.
Sometimes you will be having just designation as an engineer, but roles and responsibilities are very much interesting, are uh, important. Basically, the what responsibility and what value you are adding on the table is important, and then comes title. So that way candidate have to consider, what responsibilities I will have to perform, and in what way I will be adding values to those uh, responsibility when organization is expecting something from us. So that way they have to think in that direction.
Exactly. So, I want to know your project. Means, can you explain your particular project and tell us the role of softwares in that project? So,
Yeah,
just.
if I had a very first, I used to work in one Sestec automation company, where I was the foundation member of mechanical team, I would say. And I was very fortunate to tell you that I was foundation member, and I got multiple opportunities to present my skill at different level of uh, challenges. So I performed the production activities, I performed the quality checks, I performed, visiting site visits. Even I visited the client location. That time I got opportunity to learn every aspect of such activities. So if you allow me, can I share my screen
Yeah,
to
sure,
have such
sure.
examples to show you?
So,
So I
just.
think you have disabled the screen sharing. Meanwhile, you can allow me to share the
Yeah,
screen.
now you can share this.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so this was one project. The concept design we did, R&D we did that time, and this was the basically the demo cabinet we designed for one of the client, and it was client requested some R&D for their customized application. They
Customize
this was designed.
application.
Customized application means they have some specific requirement or the size constraint for one application. So you have let's say x in x dimension, in x direction, or y. We have to limit that design in that particular space only. So that
Okay.
project was, to fit that cabinet in that particular limited space only. So that challenge was to design that cabinet considering the standards. If I mention the standard means IP standard. IP means ingress protection standard. Ingress means any dust or liquid particle or water entering to the cabinet. So that we had to take care of. So that in short, we had to make this panel waterproof. So if we say the waterproof means this in that panel, this was chassis plate on which all the electrical components will be mounted, and the cutout you are seeing, that will the glass will be mounted, some displays will be mounted, so that you can read the readings from the inside of the panel.
Mhm.
So this was the conceptual drawing that time we had done in the SolidWorks. In the SolidWorks, this design was done, and I
Okay.
had one another example also that we had.
So you did this with IP standards.
Yeah, IP standards. Yes,
Okay.
IP means the IP rating was IP64. IP64 means six. IP means ingress protection. Six means dust total dust protection means dust will not enter the cabinet.
Mhm.
And say six four means the splash water means if you spill the glass of water on table, let's say, or the
Mhm.
rainwater, in short, that will not enter the cabinet. And if we say IP67, 7 means totally waterproof. If you dig this panel in the swimming pool or the sea for
Mhm.
up to 3 meters, it will not let enter water for, let's say, 30 minutes or 1 hour. So that
Oh,
way that thing works. So this was one DCS panel we designed for one of the sugar industry project we worked. This was also the proposed drawing. It's not a final drawing, so that I can share with you, because those are some intellectual properties of the company that we can't share to anyone. But as this was
yeah,
the
sure.
conceptual drawing, so we can share. That is why actually this is with me. So this was its base, and this was having some computers and some monitors being put on this all the mounted on this surface, and it was having some other workstation and other things mounted inside these doors, and it was having keyboard and mouse drawer to it.
Okay.
It was two door. So this was conceptual drawing done in the SolidWorks. And if we say how production of this will be done, so what we consider each and every part separately as and that will be counted under bills of material, BOM, and it will be having separate manufacturing drawing and separate laser, as this is being manufactured in sheet metal. So this is actually, if you can see, this is bended and sheet metal bent part, and if we need to manufacture this part, we need to create its flat patterns. And
Mhm.
for patterns, we have to create some nesting drawings. Nesting drawings means those flat patterns arranged in such a way that we can utilize full sheet of metal to its most efficient level. And those flat, if you can see, these are arranged very nicely to have full utilize and full use of the sheet, let's say 2 uh, thick sheet. So this way we give this drawing to the clients, and they can laser cut it and bend it with this bend line, green highlighted bend lines.
Okay.
So this information I had with me, so that I can share with you. This was done in AutoCAD. If you
Yeah.
say, if you ask me the CAD software, this was done in AutoCAD, and this was done in the SolidWorks.
Okay. So, very nice project, sir. So, you just tell me that IP standard, you follow IP standard, that is English protection standard. So, where you got this information that IP64 is
Yeah,
dust will
yeah,
not enter, and yeah, how you
yeah,
follow these standards?
yeah. While we client requests some information or certification,
Mhm.
we need to go through particular, let's say I just told you that IP64, what you will do, you will search what is IP64. The Google is telling you IP means intellectual progress, and six, what means by six and what is meaning by four. So there is lot of resources available in the market, that you just
Yes.
need to grab the information. And that information is not enough, you can always reach experts, you can always seek for the expertise and advice from the industry level experts. So that time, if you ask me, I had no idea about even how to nest this or how to produce this. So I visited our client who was helping us in manufacturing, and I asked every information that they want to produce this part efficiently or with 100% accuracy. I gathered input, I taken this feedback from the client, and that way we work, and this project were very much successful. So that way we have to gather information that we don't have and utilize information that we have. So that way that things worked, for at least for me.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
So, one more question regarding these standards. I have seen your LinkedIn profile, and that in that profile you mentioned that experience in design and drafting as a ASME standards and other standards as well.
Yeah,
So, I
yeah.
want to know what is ASME standards.
Yeah. So in short, ASME is American Society for Mechanical Engineers. In very basic, some students also have doubt why those
Mhm.
standards and why ASME, why industry are focusing on those. Let's say I want to manufacture one part, I have design with me, but I don't have manufacturing facility. So
Mhm.
we need to convey this information to another person, and how we can perform, we there are standards. American Society of Mechanical Engineers is the panel, group of panels who are highly experienced professional having at least 50 or 40, let's say 50 or 40 years of experience in industry. Those are giving guidelines how this can instruction be for conveyed to the another person in the standard way.
Mhm.
Let's say ASME, you might be heard ASME standard like ASME Y14.5 GD&T standards.
Mhm.
The recent edition is 2018. So they are giving information about what GD&T symbol should be given on the drawing, so that that manufacturing part can be manufactured within the acceptable limits and the tolerance zone, so that that functional requirement should be met, and that parts easily assemble in the our assembly. So this information or those standard is are created by those SME committees and the panel members. So I given one example. So there are standard for every industry: piping
Mhm.
industry, manufacturing industry, forging industry, casting industry, plastic industry. If there is, as far as safety and impact on environment concerned, safety standards should be there, so that way those agencies come into picture. So there are other industries also: national pipe thread, British standards for pipe threads, even we have international standard of organization ISO standard. So
Yes.
that way you might be heard a lot of times those standards. So those standards are necessary to make those process standardized, produce those uh, any services in very less time, if in efficient manner, to reduce lot of waste and having less impact on the environment. So that is the goal of those standards. So that way
Oh,
those standards and industries work.
okay, okay. So now I got your point that what is ASME standards and IP standards. So
Yes.
okay, so thank you so much for giving this kind of information to me and our students as well. So I want to know what are the difficulties you faced while dealing with your freshers, while dealing with your juniors.
Juniors. So yeah, we got opportunity to train our juniors or the freshers. Those are joining organization. Even I got very less opportunities, I would say, but definitely I was fortunate enough to be part of lesson learn coordinator in my last organization. What lesson learn coordinator means? I was having responsibility to record all the lessons. Let's say you are my teammates. You have learned something new today, so
Mhm.
your job is to record this learning and spread with your team members, so that similar learning can be used by me or other team members, and mistakes can be avoided totally. And this learning will be helpful for me to doing my job if I am facing such similar kind of problem issues with my daily activities. So I was fortunate enough to get those opportunities to be worked with. And if as far as the dealing with fresher is concerned, so fresher is just a new candidate having technical theoretical knowledge and the practicals they have performed in colleges. So I would say very limited as far as their limitations. They have to use their technical expertise and grasp the knowledge from the experienced one or the people around them. So
Mhm.
their approach should be always to be positive when it comes to learning, and always positive attitude help going forward to gain more and more knowledge. And
Mhm.
listening is the key. Listen.
Okay.
While listening we learn, but while speaking we are telling only things that we know, right?
Mhm.
So as a fresher we expect from fresher that you listen and grasp the knowledge and utilize that knowledge in your daily activities, and give output to the company and put add value to your roles and responsibilities. And the industries are, and freshers should be open minded. I a lot of times, if you see the current wave, people are expecting, and you there's the most common problem is the mechanic. Let's say I'm just giving this a stereotype, or I'm just giving X field students
Mhm.
are attracting toward Y field. Even I'm not
Mhm.
able, I don't want to mention the field, but because of just salary figures. But
Hmm.
at early careers, you should not think on this. What you should think on or expect: work-life balance,
Hmm.
culture, and what you will be learning. Those three factors you should consider. What I will be getting if I expecting to work for 2 years in the company, what I will be beneficial for. So you that way fresher should think, and those things we expect when fresher is joining. So that way positive attitude is expected, and uh, they should utilize, invest energy outside working hours, not just telling, doing whatever is told and just finish job and go and watch web series. Not that. You enjoy yourself, but spend some time, invest some time on your learnings, because communication, technical expertise, and what industry is expecting today and what will be the future of industry tomorrow. That way we should have positive approach, and we should open to learn and grasp anything in available in the internet or from the expert. So that way we are expert from the freshers.
Okay, okay, thank you. Just give me. Okay, so you just tell me what are the expectations from freshers. So, what practical skills freshers should have upgraded in themselves?
The practical skill means the syllabus they have gone through, that is
Hmm.
expected. Let's say I'm just expecting one design engineer is joining in our team, and I am given responsibility that I have to train that person and make him available for work in 1 month. Let's say I have a timeline. So what I will be expecting, the basic knowledge. Let's say a teammate is joined for, let's say, one. Just give you example. For the project that we are designing some structure.
Hmm.
So for structure, what is expected? He should have at least knowledge of what is structure, what are structural members when it comes to standard shapes. Let's say I beam,
Hmm.
L beam, square, or the circular section member. So
Hmm.
out of those, very basic we expect, not much in depth, because that things are expecting from us while working and while like going forward. So very basic, at least they should know what basic calculation that we need to be performed. Let's say when it comes to structure, moment of inertia, the basic formula for square structure they should be knowing. So if I say like how we can calculate that, he or she should know the formula, or just agree that he or she is not knowing that, but after doing homework they should be knowing. And when it comes to structure, the technical expertise like SFD, BMD, shear force diagram, bending moment diagram, deflections, that should at least idea. They should be having at least idea about this, though, how those things work. So for those things, they have to work and do homework and invest their time in learnings and utilize their knowledge, existing knowledge they are having and they are holding. So that's much things, practical knowledge we expect, and every candidate he or she should be having. And as a mechanical field is very vast field, is ocean of you know ideas or imagination, you would say that. You can say candidate having expert in one field cannot work in the another field. Let's say you are working in automobile field, I can't expect that you jump in the oil and gas field, or let's say petrochemical field, and work in that same efficiency. So this is very vast field. So the practical knowledge, as a fresher, is having very broad knowledge. But
Hmm.
going forward, if you are joining, he or she is joining one particular field, they have to look for, in that particular perspective, what, as I mentioned, the structure. So they should start doing things on like perspective of like having everything they can gain with the structures, and how they can do those activities using those things they are practically having, holding with them, the knowledge they are having with it. So that way practical knowledge they should be having. The as a fresher joining industry, they should be having, as a design engineer I am saying, they should be having CAD software hands-on certification from any reputed organization, and some basic knowledge. I mean, if he or she willing to join, like join quality department, there should be no some like principle. Let's say basic principle is 5S principle, Kaizen principle. What is Six Sigma? What is other principle that is being followed in the industry? So that practical knowledge they should be having, at least basic. It should
Hmm.
not like what is 5 years. they are not having idea. It should not like that work that way, right?
Hmm.
That is basic things that are expected from the freshers even. And that even depends on the industry they are willing to join and they are willing to uh, having career in. And for production industries, they are having production, so other manufacturing process they should be aware of. Let's say they are joining forging industry, they should know all forging operations, why forging operation is necessary, what as previously we mentioned, what standards are they being followed, what other manufacturer methods are being followed in like other industries. So overall aspect of the basic aspect, overall aspect they should be having practically.
Okay.
That I can show say in short. Yes.
Okay. Last question for you is, if if any fresher want to do career in design field, so what skills she or he have to upgrade themselves? If anyone want to do
Yeah.
career in design field.
Yes. From the very basics, they should be start doing any. They need to learn any 2D and 3D CAD software
Hmm.
so that they can work on. They should be having basic knowledge of design principles. Design principle means like design for manufacturing, design for excellent, design for quality. Basic knowledge. I'm saying what standards are being followed. You will get a lot of information on the internet. Like as I mentioned, ASME by 14.5, other standard like related to structures, piping industry, forging industry, casting industry, plastic industry, automobile industry, petrochemical or refineries, other oil and gas industries, service industries. So I
Hmm.
would recommend freshers to learn at least three CAD softwares because as far as my experience concerned, I summarize some CAD softwares being followed by some particular industry. If I tell you the example, plastic industry, if you see job description, most of the times expect CATIA.
Hmm.
Automobile industry, which are doing R&D in electrical vehicle or let's say automobile, use body in white design in CATIA, UGNX, sometimes in Creo. The industries who work with home appliances, if I give a few example, Whirlpool, uh, or other higher or other some industries, Kohler, they use UGNX Creo because those software give them best results.
Okay.
If I give you some industry that work with structures, petrochemical, oil and gas, they work use Inventor, SolidWorks.
Hmm.
And some automation companies like Pari, Wonderlande, or other industries, they use Solid Edge because they are going forward in lot. They are doing R&D in like last decades, few decades. So they are familiar with these softwares and they are getting good results. So those are referring those softwares. So why I'm saying you should have two to three CAD softwares knowledge because if you are applying for one industry, you should not be limited to one software. The opportunity will be more if you are holding a knowledge of two to three CAD software because as a fresher you will get chance to learn, but going forward they expect multiple hands-on experience on CAD software because as some service industry expect two to three CAD softwares knowledge also because as per client's request they are working with multiple software sometimes.
Hmm.
Some visuals for like Canada region they will use SolidWorks or Creo. For Australia region they will use Inventor. For America region they will use Creo. So the client having that software that service industry needs to be work with the similar software. So that way fresher or any job aspirant that should be having the knowledge of those basic two to three CAD software, 2D softwares like AutoCAD, DraftSight, or any other solid edge 2D software. And 3D, as I mentioned, the industry the using mostly are Creo, Inventor, SolidWorks, CATIA, and UGNX, Unigraphics, and Solid Edge. I previously mentioned. So those are CAD software that they should learn like at least for 2 to 3 months so that they will get all the features and having knowledge of proper designing concepts, so how to
Exactly.
reflect their imagination into the 3D CAD software and ultimately in the production.
Exactly. Exactly. Mhm. Okay. So last question. How important is communication skill in professional careers?
Communication is the key for any individual while dealing with cross when we say cross functional team, or when we say communication is not limited to English or any particular language. If
exactly.
you are able to communicate your message or your expectation to the person standing in front of you, you are good at communication. Communication is not limited to language, first of all. The second thing, uh, whether should I get you fluency in English or any German language, or let's say, so you should be having, because if you are expecting to work with cross functional teams, client are talking with the English or let's say other languages, so you need to learn the great communication skill. You know that will take time, but how you can improve those? By reading, listening, and practicing. But communication is the key to grow in the career, in the professional. The great communication skill you are holding, the faster you will be growing in your career.
Okay. So, yes, sir, thank you. Thank you for your time, and you're giving such a beautiful, we are having such a beautiful session. Whatever we have special students, they will get to know the all the information regarding design engineering, uh, specific standards as well. So thank you for your time, and you are giving such a such kind of information. So thank you for your valuable time, sir.
Thank you for giving opportunity to discuss with your students, and thank you for inviting me. It's always, as I told you, I was lesson learn coordinator. So I always happy to, a lot of people, I am connected to a lot of people in on LinkedIn. I just stay active daily so that I can help you. Anyone I can help you. So that is way, by helping others, growing together. We have a value of our Komatsu growing together, creating value together. So that is
Yes.
what's very much important as a professional, helping others and help you get help from others too.
Yeah,
So that is
sure.
the key. Yeah.
This session will be helpful for our fresher students for their career guidance. So yes, so thank you, and thank you for your valuable time. We'll connect another time as
Sure, sure, sure.
well.
Sure, sure. So anytime, just ping me. I will be available for the students and the academies who are willing to give guidance and career path to the students. I always be available so that students will be having clarity in their career. So that is very much great job you are doing. Keep going,
Thank
good
you.
work, and best of luck for the student and you too. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.